Hello, welcome to another Tonalist landscape oil painting demonstration. This is your painter in residence, M. Francis McCarthy, and the painting I am bringing you today is called Stream Through the Field. It's a 6x8 and I painted it back in, I think in February. Yeah. Interesting little motif. I've had the reference for quite a while, and I've painted this clump of trees on the side of a hill, and a lot of different paintings. I just found it very interesting. This is the first time I kind of took it on from the other side, and one of the things I did was like put in a little stream, and I think it works really well. It's a nice little vertical painting. I'm real happy with it. You can see right now I'm working on top of my burnt umber prepped board, which you can get information about my board prep if you go to my channel and just type in board prep, or just board. Make it just board. I think it's board prep, but the less words, the more likely you're going to get the thing you're looking for. So what I'm doing now is I'm doing what I call a drawing. A lot of painters would refer to it as a underpainting. One of the reasons I refer to it as a drawing is I really see it that way, just because I'm using a brush and paint. Technically, yes, it is a painting, but my mindset is that I'm doing mass drawing. And if you don't know what mass drawing is, it's basically an approach to drawing that's not based on lines alone. It's based on shapes, and it's good to do with something like a brush or something like a piece of charcoal. Sorry, I got distracted there. I better close this other thing. I was looking at a piece of software which I'm debating purchasing, which I don't want to purchase, but hey, whatever. We'll see. That was for my music. By the way, the music here in the background is my music, and I am getting really close to releasing an album, and I'll let you know. Usually I don't mix them up. In fact, I used to have a music page on my painting site, and I took that down. I just thought it sort of diffused the focus, but you never know. I might put that back up just as a tab for people that are interested. It's something that I actually really love doing, and I've gotten better and better at it over the years. And I think I'm making hits, but you know, music has become so diffused, and I don't think I'm quite pretty enough to make it on to some of the major music outlets now. Yeah, I'm not ugly, but I ain't no spring chicken either. Anyway, you can see we've popped in with the color now. I like to start with the sky. Main reason for that, you know, the sky's behind everything else. I also tend to pre-mix colors just to kind of get my bearings on the painting, and that's something I used to video record, but I guess got away from it. It's good for the hardcore fans, but for the semi fan, it's just, you know, they just go, okay, when's something going to happen I care about? And to me, all the juice is in the actual brush on the painting. There's a lot of things that go into every painting. I mean, from getting actually just going out in nature and taking a good photograph to, or doing a drawing in some cases, or in other cases even a plein air painting. I haven't done that since 2012 or so, but let's just chalk that up to me liking to have control over my painting conditions. And it's very changeable weather we have out here in New Zealand. And actually that kind of, oh, before I forget, geez, I almost forgot. Here we are at 4 minutes. If you haven't liked this video yet, could you please do me the tremendous favor of just, you know, moving over to that thumbs up button and giving that a good smash. I really appreciate that. Also, if you are so inclined, you could comment, and I don't need extensive comments. The comments are good because it just lets YouTube know that there's things happening with the video, and it will help YouTube. Well, it's not like a human being. It's an algorithm. Basically, it's all based on math, which is one of the reasons why I've been encouraging people to help me out with the likes and the comments and shares. And I don't really stress the sharing thing since I'm not terribly active on social media myself, so I don't know where. To me, sharing something is sending my wife a link via email. Like, you would find this interesting, honey. you know. But anyway, if you're into social media and sharing paintings and cool stuff like that, by all means, please share my videos around, and it just will let people that might like it, come around and check it out. And I'm really only doing this for people that would like what I do. I'm not trying to hit this massive, huge audience. I used to be a commercial illustrator, and everything I did was for a mass audience. I know how the mass audience operates, and I know the sorts of things that I could do to appeal to a more broad audience. But after coming across tonalism and learning more about the history of landscape painting, I became very interested in working in this mode, the tonalist mode, and with an awareness that it was going to curtail the appeal of my work to a good segment of the population, and that's okay. It's all right, in fact, I got an email post from. Oh, I should also mention. Sorry, I'm popping this in my store. I still have this painting. Sold quite a few in the store lately, so that's really great because I mean, more than a few galleries, but the galleries, they need to get paid. And when you buy something from my store, basically I don't have to pay a gallery, so all that money contributes to buying paint and helping me with my studio rent and other expenses. And I'm sure, being a human being on this planet, we all have expenses. So I really appreciate people that reach out and help support me, even if it's just with a like. But if you see something there you dig and you want, it's not just that you're going to get a really cool painting that you're going to love and enjoy forever, but you're also supporting me as an artist, and you're supporting this type of work, and it's a responsible thing to do. It's a great thing to do. So enough with the marketing portion of this video, and I want to get back into talking about, I got into doing this tonalist thing because it moved me so deeply. And oh yeah, and I mentioned that, so I get this email. I'm on this other artist's email list, and he was like, it was 5 things to avoid if you're a new artist. And I think his name was Chris something or the other, but I'm majorly paraphrasing. He was a really good writer, and a great email, great blog post from him. And but one of the things he was saying was like, don't try and paint what you think is going to be popular, because say you think florals are going to be popular, but so you're not that interested in doing florals, but you decide to do it because you think it's going to be popular, but you might find you're not doing so well because you don't have real passion for it. Whereas the artist that is really into painting florals is going to mop the floor with you in the marketplace, because their work's going to be better. It's going to be infused with a greater amount of inspiration and passion. And art needs to come from that place. Fine art does. Commercial art, which, like I said, I was a commercial artist, doesn't. It comes from purely commercial motivations, like how will this do in the market, And the company I used to work for, we would rise or fall on the success of given designs. So my paycheck was directly tied to doing things that the market responded to in a positive way. And I'm just not interested in that now, mostly because I'm on the tail end. Well, I mean, hopefully, God willing, I've got 20, 30 years left on this earth, 40 on the outside, and I want to spend that time creating work that I think is beautiful, moving, and if to no one else but myself, has a reason to be, other than it's going to push somebody's little buttons there. Anyway, so that wasn't really what I want to talk about. I want to talk about one of the reasons I don't do plein air is that I like to have control over the lighting. Out here in New Zealand, we're an island, so the clouds are always coming and going, and the light is changing rapidly. It's quite difficult to do plein air out here, and I don't really enjoy it. I mean, it goes from sunny to cloudy to sunny to cloudy. I like to have a controlled environment to do my painting, and that's one of the reasons I started getting into doing small studies for a long time. I did a 5x7 and then a larger version of each motif. I've since gotten away from that, but the idea behind that was like that the little study would act sort of like a plein air painting. It would act like a looser, rougher interpretation of the scene, and it was a good thing for the many years that I did that, no doubt. But one of the things I was working on last week was there's a couple of these past masters that I've had sitting around, and when I painted my first, and in these cases even second passes, I have to say that the paintings were coming out way too dark, and it's one of the reasons for the big delay on getting any past masters up here, as I was just thinking about it. And so one of my strategies for dealing with this is when I have to come in and do another pass to just lighten things and get things in line. I will make sure that I don't have any direct light on the painting. I'm just painting with mostly natural light in the studio, which a lot of people come in and go, "Why are you painting in the dark?" And the reason for this is that I know the painting will come out brighter, and this is a tip I wanted to pass along. Because a lot of times in tonalism, this doesn't happen so much with the Impressionist mode. And if you look at some of my very first Impressionist style work, it's on the oldest blog on my website. If you click on the blog tab and click to, I think it's 2009 blog, you'll see, you go, whoa, what a difference, you know. But with the tonalism, a lot of it comes from glazing, a lot of it comes from much more moody motifs, and you're working with a limited range of values, which can force things to get very dark. And you know, in the old days, it wasn't so much of an issue. People just accepted it. It's, in fact, you know, on a wall that's covered with wallpaper or dark paint, it's not so noticeable, but it's been very popular for, you know, maybe 20, 30 years, 40, 50, who knows how long. Everyone has bright white walls, and you want to watch out for the super dark painting on a super bright wall. You need to adjust for that. And so these paintings I had done were just too dark, and my strategy for just fixing them up and brightening them up a bit with my painting lights off really has paid off very well. They look great now, and hopefully I'll get a chance to share those with you in the near future. I've got to finish them, coat them, and maybe even do a final glaze on them, since I've had to bring things up so high that a lot of times they need a final little pass with a glaze just to unify everything and really push it into that tonalist framework. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. Again, if you haven't hit the like button, or if you feel like a comment would be bubbling out of you, you could just say, "Thanks, Mike," or give me an emoji smiley face, or whatever you feel like doing. It's all good. Thanks for watching, though, even if you're not doing anything. I really appreciate the time and attention, and I do realize that there's so many things that pulling at our attention these days that for you to spend your time here is greatly appreciated. Yeah. Anyway, I'll be back real soon with another video next week, probably midweek. Meanwhile, do me a favor. Take good care of yourself and your family, and stay out of